the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
We'll share some of the sector ministers appointed by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Juma, yeah, some of these sector ministers in their various ministries. There's been some form of mixed reactions, but ebimo so bre pa over health. Yebra kwabena candle jaboso member of parliament bra wo bre wo honya asem ketwa ohunu di wanya ne hokra wo hwe sectors bi etise land and natural resources Emmanuel Amakofi Boa also trace one kasa. Now in fact the champion of them all the wo bre pa ya Ghana for titiro ni maburu no ada no ma no dia gunu so a minister for communication and digitalization, the Honorable Nsem-Pii George, and Yasam Ketwa, various social media platforms, Ghana for demona kasa. Nanyamawa, because Sam George in opposition, kasa bebrepe, kasa sa dia tem, and the Honorable Aslu na ne hunamane, can someone kasia de fan home. Dating back from data cost, the efficiencies of telecos to provide reliable network services for the good people of Ghana, the cost of airtime, telecos, LGBTQ plus, the kakra, just a ninya ne bon Sam George. And they, as a minister, data kwa ne koso. The kind of services that telecos will render to the good people of Ghana, say. But Nsem-Pii George seems to be clueless as to how to solve these problems. Now, what the ADD will be to say, the Honorable Aslu Swatem. Now, I know now, or my hand of Kabanasa and teach him one. And your mammy and sa, and a good Sam George and Moasa was a loud mouth and a dishonesty. Loud mouth. And dishonesty and render Sam George as a punching bag in the social media space. The other interesting fact, Sam George and who now in fact it drew baby kwana obi and so and agree on those issues. I just see a call na yakuti o mahene kwabena santi.
Now, Sam George, the boy is not on social media. And then I'm why beam. Now the data home common data home common. Say a stroke of a pen. And I say, Obi, why are you worried about that? Because the principle that we continuously lack in our body politics, that has been also another bane. And I will say one other thing. So he is very active on social media, especially on X. Yeah. And over the pension say. So who so be a comment attacking the he will respond. You know the pension of response. Sometimes no money emotions to get a better part of him. To say not response no I know shakakra. Now a be a flat gate no. And Charlie, if I see people denigrating the minister of state, sometimes I'm worried, and I don't know if the advisors no maybe go for managing the social media no. Because I'm for open flag all over the place. But I say we've spoken about this before. The standards of even ministers and ministries, you know, it's not cool. All around it. Maybe if trying to see from Sam George, the in particular within the last few months, has been amount for payment to. No, Obi, where they say Nyaka Tintimbi. No. Because if I'm to remind him, where is that LGBTQ? Where is the fight? Where is the fight? The advocacy. This is a new MPs being so. Oh, please. At the baroness. I know credit yet. Bobby now. Ure fi unka kana. As of now, I'm more cleric no mudi echina. I'm say be mad die support no. Why are they quiet? Now parties have been organized openly. East Legon openly. Gay parties. Yes. Why are they quiet? Why are they quiet? So that is the challenge we have in this country. Why are they quiet? Let's say Obi. Me a night worker. I go to Tobe form. Yeah, my barber catch up. Me want dance here. within a moment, I thought, say maybe you will be your birthday party. Oton suffer, Odofobia open as a birthday party. You enter the place, and it's like, hey,
wait a minute.
Everyone, my Gina Haya has a ministry bring me. And the surprise is that my money be a norm acceptable thing. So where's some judge? Where's major bishops be almost sorry ya omukakasa yentias china ekufo adu tebi se body tumu ba away
some bishops no way.
Yeah, away. It's not where they a year from manusim where your man no nyina bra any issue. Where are those people? Where are they? So it's because the principle is not there. Our truth is based on where we stand.
Say if you want a new government, the time kakra.
Oh, we'll be in trouble. Any time on Monday, nobody should criticize this government. Say Uncle Galamsey. Yeah, it's a time nobody should fight this government. Say on you. Yeah, because the moment you get baton, the show.
Yes.
And they said, the
ship of the state would have to.
We are moving.
Yeah.
Oh, we were moving, especially if by the stroke of a pen, Esla can change the shebre of Ghanaians through this data. And then you come back and do it. He said, it's not just by the stroke of my pen. By the stroke of your pen, a lot of people were affected with their jobs. That's how powerful your sector, as a sector minister, you are.
Yeah.
We are not principled, period. We are doing deceptive politics. We are so dishonest as politicians, as media men, as Ghanaians. Get power and do what you want. That's the deception and the deceit. If you are deceitful, Obina, what result do you want again? And it's a party be neighbor power or no manifesto or the IS social contract.
Or they be say your mind.
But you read your mama, His Excellency, who said 77 and your papa said Obama Ghana Diana. It's not done.
Yeah.
It's not done.
Yeah.
When we allow certain posturings and utterances to be the order of the day, and then I'm a catcher MP for say, hold on a minute, even though you can criticize. Oh, the how certain words unprintable were used on our revered personalities in this country, both parties, and we allow the space to roll. It is all this abadia. Abua Kongo diba. Obenina ekese. Ni afana poncheni. It all this aba. Obe complain say you regulated the space nana. When we were advocating for that space to be regulated, you did not agree with the attempt. And also then, excuse me. Until we come to that point of realization that yenyina na montoni ene kasa e dia bedu bia. Enye. Say close to that chapter and you move on. You do me, I do you. You say, I say no. Where they are just a tip of the iceberg, be move to the next gear, and the level of bitterness, hatred, envy, backbiting. Ne crow be sorry. I just misrepresent you be no when I get you at the kufia kuditi. That is where we live now. A crow be sorry. Okodi tro to obi so. Okose obi din. Okoti obi 90. Can't say my name in a show. Sa crow na ya build ya bedua. A crowd be showing us all kind of crowd. You said that are signing it part to you. So omundi watema fitiadopa enko and people benefit from it. If you are benefiting from it and today you are suffering same and the person okasa. Hello. Hello. So it's a challenge for us as a country. Sometimes I am shishena de kasana obi ntiase you. If say mawa we are not privileged to be holding passports that will take us to other countries. If I was the last time, I would be a two kind. It is a sweat. We cannot allow Ghana to go down in a messy state when we have a voice to draw attention to the Ghanaian and to authorities. Say, I deal with the Esreba Dabraka. Kamu Chifa and say, Ghana for the Dona, why are we going back and forth with the one city issue? But me person me chira obi o man no say anhya ase be di no krama ye ho ya anhya say ya man yo sem na ye no e be a true definition of what we call democracy. Ya anhya say be principled na ye adwene say ye some party ye some man na ye adwene say enipa e be appoint omo to certain specific positions na no enipa omo so no compromise so then that is where the challenge of this country will begin.
My main kind message is that we deal with the other issues. Said
the party has set a day. Picky onipa omususu so so obia expression is within onwane is your expression. And then you do a pigeon war.
Yeah.
Or also become race. No. Your friend is
Dr. Brian the champion.
Yeah. Also, you know, Charlie, we foresee and no say be that and also Canada or no. Your Dr. Mahmoud Baumi also acknowledge say and your Marcos so about to Munoso and your papa. Your Canada Japan so no preaches say you know me who say General Secretary na afwadie. Honorable Japan about all of us should come back again because our strike or for more you suspended or more.
Yes. They've lifted amnesty.
Amnesty. Or back. So Uncle Fukunya. Now amnesty we go through process.
I think when they declare, I don't know if
amnesty never catch up with Nano Papa more interviews by an event. Papa on the area focal by crab. Affect you.
But no, he's not under suspension. No.
Oh,
no, he's ended your left in the data.
This is a part of
he is not under suspension.
Okay. Obiamra. Anti Benesuela so honorable Japan so or did say sa no man bit to my party let makoso. You say Benesuela see baby mutua and then area do chumuso.
Yes.
Also yes, Benesuela so mo ina be din common. That's where we will situate it well.
Yeah.
Na yetimia kasebia.
Is that the early days?
The ruling National Democratic Congress.
Yes.
What is it about the one city now? I back and forth.
I think
you are in the energy sector, and so I hear the NDC saying that say
yes.
So the year the necessary in terms of Esla no anka ekabia nyede in honum say. And I hear a key member of the NDC last Saturday on News File even talking about 100% it doesn't guarantee say it's a tokro so what it is telling me is that the one city is not the guarantee to the challenges.
It cannot be. I've said it here, sir. The main rationale for one city, you know, man, the truth of the matter is as long as you need enough gas to power a thermal plant, you know, the gas is cheaper fuel, not born air fuel. You need enough gas, we would have to rely on liquid fuels. Liquid fuels, Nelson, you eto. Unfortunately for you, buying any PRC Jume liquid fuels now buying this carton, it is not factored in tariff setting.
Now what makes it unfortunate? That's the reality.
No.
In calculating those prices now,
yes.
Say liquid fuel income.
Tariff bills now, electricity bills are new to
I say the PRC
they don't factor
vehemently they oppose to that at the end of because government after government as suggested say it should be part of it.
Yes. No, but once the government nankasa so it take you upon itself, it for. But somebody should pay for that. You understand?
Who should pay for that?
It will come down to us because our buying again say and that's why we are this whole thing around one city. Just to buy liquid fuels to power our plant. That is what it is. That is what it is. I mean, the whole narrative around say the energy sector cannot be entirely true. It cannot. The whole idea is to buy liquid fuels. Because let's face it, so what kind of memorandum accompanying the bill? Also already, a buy consolidation be in the petroleum price build up. Now you were individual levies be a buying a carbon, including sanitation and pollution levy. Ya carbon must say a buying friend. The energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy.
Energy sector shortfall
and debt repayment levy.
Okay.
So what can levy we now? 95 pesos in the price build up. In the Omode sanitation levy, energy debt recovery levy, anyway, and no makabuma in about 95 pesos. And no sooner one Ghana city way in into one city, one city 95 pesos. Into this is energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy, 95 pesos, which is almost one Ghana city. Into this additional one Ghana city.
100%.
Yes, 100%, almost increment on that levy. So additional 1 Ghana cedi, as I've said. But when you read the memo no is clear. Say, the object of the bill and bill when Energy Sector Levies Amendment Bill 2025, and when they introduces our 1 Ghana cedi, on every liter, I'll say the object of the bill is to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 2025, Act 1135, to increase the rate of the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy in order to raise additional revenue to support the payment of energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debt, and stabilize power supply.
But we are not a frank with our leaders.
Yes.
Say, Nyamiadum.
Yes.
You have the experience there. So we nti ano acheche mu say yentimi solve our problem with this. No more maka to a team and problem. When you say you are going to stabilize, bring out efficiency, reliability, and prompt service in terms of our energy sector. When you say this money is going to pay off majority of that economy, we don't have principles in governance.
I agree. I
agree on this one here. Adiabiana enough from said the Mampenya, especially the trying moments, the tough moments. All I need from the people who are implementing these policies now, all I need from them is that they should know the mood, engage the mood of the country now. They should not take the so-called goodwill for granted. Ghanaians yesteryears is not same today.
Yes.
It is difficult paying that 100% increase of 1 cedi. But we have no choice, because the choice I'm saying either taxation and taxes be increasing where already ECG in the tariffs almost shooting the cost of that, or the Ministry of Finance will then decide that they will pick up that cost or the windfall say out of that windfall every month. All these options to inure to the benefit of Ghana. Mr. Ye hon to ye say ye betua say sika no. But ye wo areshem ni gidie say once we are resetting these things now, you are resetting to ensure this Ghana is on that pace and that level. And I don't want the NDC and the NPP to be battling. I know Jayaka say no.
But my worry even around Saudi, the communication making.
No real statement because one on e-levy matters. I clearly remember. So one of the bane. Can say, oh, the idea be say, eba.
Yes.
Pa na unkanche Ghana for represent certain interest. No, oh, my mani koma kakra ansa na ebia. What is sana montu yaba? You as I speak to you, Obi, and how they go about it. Meaning, the politician almost shade and almost shade. Who we are the anywhere. That's where you come to us to say na the NT. Nti say na monje nti de bia da no say ade papa bi e ba omuma kwan ma trodi anim kan. When you are correcting that perception and trodi na that somebody see somebody talk about that wakoji sika party we sharachi but no credit say ayo man ani e chichire enya nkrankre say we ka kire say ye pese ye di we ba na de enti ye di ba no say e kan ya mene e ba bia your energy won't say, and there be other more system losses. No more system losses. System about 22 or 10% of the system. It is system losses, Yeah, the back now. Our efficiency levels in this country, you can't imagine. You have been there before, and look at there's one major bane. Hey, how that system losses, I say we are helpless now. I'm many. So what I say, and then it comes to the issue because the MPP is also arguing that take or pay. You be cost build up for the country. The NDC will also say that, but for that excess capacity, and KB and Nenokrano and Kehu, so it was relevant that as of that time, now you should kind of home for so and Necra, which I am doubtful of it. They said that excess capacity now is now being used to the brim, which I doubt. So it is intimacy. Once it gets to an area that you feel that you are not partisan, you are a lawyer and a journalist. You don't have to look at what they are saying. Educate us and let us do that. This is the situation at hand.
And that's why I have said, the narrative around this levy, might turn out in the long run to be problematic. And I would have wished, Anka, the communication will go straight. One Ghana cedi way, to buy liquid fuels, because that is what it is.
So that's the challenge.
If a buyer dream say or manakwa build up in the tariffs na yitria na PRC a factor your liquid fuels now oman anka increment electricity prices na buy anka beko be 48%. And the government thought say politically that will not be wise. And then let me find another way of getting money to pay, because in the rest of the year, from now to the end of the year, we would need nothing less than $1.3 billion to buy liquid fuels. And that would have to be paid for. It is the whole reason for this one Ghana cedi, to buy liquid fuels. When you lead with the narrative, say, when you know, say, a cano, because say, say, 95 pesos now make say energy shortfall and a debt repayment levy. It is there. Absolutely. If we are not careful, near leading with the narrative, say after 5 years from now, what would you say? I thought, say, Anka Yenya clear, because this is going to buy liquid fuels. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. A kind of conversation is a different conversation. And then it started from ECG and how it is managed. The issues, because was here near the all the other stakeholders.
That's my question all the time. For
how do we look at the ECG?